estimated that the ICT sector will grow 187 billion South African rands this year, with an estimated figure of 250 billion by the year 2020. Joining us now to discuss the chances of survival in a negative economic cycle is Ray Defterios, who's Chief Client Officer at Gijima AST. Thanks so much for your time, Ray. South Africa obviously has got great infrastructure, and a lot of that is predicated on ICT and business solutions and business services and that sort of thing. But we know that the economy is sluggish. The country was hammered by the recession, and now we're even talking about the prospects of a double dip in Western markets. Where does that put ICT going forward?
Thanks, Lerato. I think it's a very interesting question. Looking at the ICT sector, I think what's important is that there's probably two roles it plays. The one is as a direct contributor to business and helping them enable their business processes and add value to their customers. But I think also that as ICT becomes more prevalent, as there's a bigger uptake of more devices, that also creates new business opportunities, particularly for smaller enterprises and entrepreneurs.
I mean, you talk about smaller devices, and I just think simplistically here, handsets and cell phones. And many people say when you look at that particular segment of the market, South Africa is a saturated market. How much more growth can there be in an economy like this?
I think that it's true that there's a very good coverage of those types of devices. I think it's less to me about the coverage of the devices, but the possibilities that they create. We find with many IT technologies that it takes around 5 years for people to really uptake the possibilities, to begin to use them at a deeper level. And we've got a well-established mobile presence now, and that creates opportunities to see end users really exploiting the devices.
At 99.9% digital penetration in the economy, there's something that you need to capitalize on. How do you capitalize on that and create more innovative products?
I think that's really the essence of it, is that large enterprises want to use that penetration. If you compare that to something like PC penetration or access to traditional internet in the office, or whether that may be at home, that's a much higher percentage, which means if you can leverage that, you can really get a great result from reaching, including people in your services.
Lots of areas of innovation at a corporate level and even at a government level. You've got initiatives like Blue IQ, for instance, and a lot of innovation hubs.
Yes.
Are we really seeing dynamic ideas coming out of South Africa?
I think we're seeing good growth. I think there's a lot of IT companies that may be punching above their weight internationally. But I think that we're not seeing that translating to great double-digit growth in terms of the economy. And I think that's our real challenge, is making sure that IT is an enabler of growth in other industries rather than looking at the ICT sector in isolation.
We've run out of time, Roy, but I'm just going to use liberties here. Cost of broadband, that's a huge impediment.
Yes, but I think it's also true to say that over the last decade we've seen that really coming down by huge factors. The ability for someone now for a couple of R100 to get access to broadband, government's commitment to inclusive broadband by 2020, great opportunities for all of us to benefit.
Great to have you, Ray Defterios, who's the Chief Client Officer at Gijima.